This is the HAN Network, the leader in local news, sports, arts, and entertainment in southwestern Connecticut.
This is your coffee break on the HAN Network.
It's Monday, October 12th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, bringing you today's headlines, including the arrest of a woman who allegedly tried to abduct a teen, the latest on a Halloween debate in Milford, and much more. We're also coming off a busy weekend for the HAN Network, and Rob Adams will be giving you a look at the latest sports update, and Donald Ang will take a look back on this day in history. But first, on to today's news. The Bridgeport Police Department arrested the suspect in the recent case of an attempted abduction of a teen girl. On Saturday at 7:30 at night, the Bridgeport Police Department arrested 38-year-old Tawana Randall of New Haven. Bridgeport Assistant Police Chief James Nardazzi said this arrest is a testament to the talented and hardworking police officers and detectives in the Bridgeport Department. He said to make an arrest in this case so quickly really speaks to the around-the-clock efforts of our police force. He said, "I want to thank them for their great work. I would also like to thank the public for the numerous tips that aided our investigation." Randall was charged with sexual assault, unlawful restraint, and reckless endangerment. Her bond was set at $100,000 with a court date set for tomorrow, October 13th. Randall has an extensive criminal record that includes robbery, larceny, and selling narcotics, according to police. The abduction attempt dates back to October 5th, around 7 in the morning, when police officers responded to a call regarding an attempted abduction near the corner of Boston Ave and Palisade Avenue. Arriving at the scene, police officers found the 17-year-old female victim uninjured. The victim had been walking to school when she was approached by a charcoal gray Toyota Corolla. The driver of the Toyota lured the victim into the car by offering her a ride to school on a cold day. Once the victim was in the car, the driver allegedly assaulted the victim. The teen bailed out of the Toyota while it was traveling west on Boston Avenue. The video, which we showed you last week, was captured by Bridgeport's Safe Corridors program. The Safe Corridors program was developed jointly by the Bridgeport Board of Education and the Police Department. The program creates blocks-long perimeters around Bridgeport schools that are marked and monitored by police, trained volunteers, and cameras. In other news this morning, cadaver dogs were in Easton last week searching for evidence recovery to help state police learn the whereabouts of the missing couple, Jeffrey and Jeanette Navin. Easton police confirmed the dogs were there last week, but didn't say if there were any updates on the case. Police said the dogs are cross-trained and can search for cadavers, evidence, and more. The Navins have been missing since August 4th. The ongoing investigation is being conducted by the FBI, Bridgeport Violent Crimes Task Force, Connecticut State Police Western District Major Crime Squad, and the Easton Police Department, with the assistance of the state's attorney's office for the Fairfield. Kyle Navin, who's 27 years old and the couple's son, has been in federal prison since his arrest on September 8th. He pleaded not guilty to a charge of possession of a firearm by someone who is an unlawful user or addicted to a controlled substance. State police executed a search warrant and found several guns as well as drugs at his Bridgeport home. The firearms charge stems from the investigation into his missing parents. However, no one has been charged in connection with the missing couple. Federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies on August 7th began investigating the disappearance of the couple. They had moved to a rental house at 77 Staples Road in Easton after having lived in Weston for many years and raising their family there. The house was in Jeanette Navin's name only, and she sold it for $900,000 shortly before the couple moved to Easton in June. A blue 2003 Dodge Ram pickup truck belonging to the Navins was located by state police on August 9th in the commuter lot in Westport off exit 42 of the Merritt Parkway. The passenger side window of the pickup truck reportedly had been broken out, and there were shards of glass on the ground. Well, the Connecticut Post is reporting that Milford parents and other residents are outraged by a reported school district decision to ban the popular Halloween parades at the city's elementary schools due to fear of excluding children who can't or won't participate in the tradition. The published reports say that Victoria Johansson, who is a mother of a third grader at Live Oak School, said she heard about the decision via a letter last week from the school's principal. The letter declared there wouldn't be any Halloween parades at elementary schools this year, a decision that, according to the letter, quote, arose out of numerous incidents of children being excluded from activities due to religion, cultural beliefs, etc. In addition to canceling the parades, the letter stated that the district is forbidding students and staff to wear Halloween costumes during the day and decreeing that any classroom activities be fall-themed, not Halloween, and food is not an option. An online petition has been started asking the school to restore the parades. Jill Dion, editor of the Milford Mirror, is currently following this story and says so far she hasn't been able to confirm that this was a district decision. She has reached out to other school officials, and for updates on that story, you can visit milfordmirror.com. Bridgeport police on Saturday responded to a non-fatal shooting incident in which 2 people were shot. Around 9:45 at night, police officers responded to a call about an alleged shooting incident near the corner of Stratford Avenue and Union Avenue. Upon arrival, police officers found one victim suffering from a gunshot wound. The first victim, a 16-year-old male, suffered a gunshot wound to the right arm. He was transported to Bridgeport Hospital and is in stable condition. The second victim, an 18-year-old male, was transported to Bridgeport Hospital. He suffered a gunshot wound to the right side and is also in stable condition. Detectives are actively investigating, and anyone with information regarding the shooting should contact police at 203-581-5201. This follows another non-fatal shooting on Friday near North Avenue and Wells Street. That happened around 4:40 in the afternoon when a 23-year-old male walked into St. Vincent's Hospital with multiple gunshot wounds. The victim suffered 2 wounds to the right side and 2 to the right arm. He is in critical but stable condition. Well, recently, New Canaan, as well as other neighboring towns, have seen increases in reported burglaries as well as larcenies from motor vehicles. One forced entry daytime burglary recently occurred September 24th, and 2 forced entry daytime burglaries occurred on October 8th, according to the New Canaan Advertiser. Alarm systems were not set when these burglaries occurred, police said. In addition, so far this year, the police department has investigated dozens of thefts from motor vehicles. Many of these thefts involve vehicles that were unlocked with valuables left in plain sight. According to police, criminals love it when you make their job easier, so you should follow some tips to try to avoid these burglaries, including activating your home and car alarm systems as often as possible. Also, light up your home at night, keeping the perimeter of your home well lit. Low energy lighting switched on and off by photoelectric sensors is a cost-effective way to discourage burglars and other criminals. Also, locking up your car and home, as well as neighborhood watch, working with your neighbors to improve security and reduce the risk. Be the eyes and ears of the neighborhood. The most important thing you can do, police said, is call the police via 911 to report a crime or anything suspicious. And of course, never leaving your valuables in your car. There's a lot more on that story at ncadvertiser.com. Going to throw it over to Rob Adams today. Rob, it's an unseasonably warm day today. Beautiful weather out there.
It is a lovely day. Sunny, a high near 75 today, Kate, with a southeast wind from 6 to 8. So that southwest. That's even going to make it a little warmer. Patchy fog after 4 a.m. tomorrow. Otherwise, increasing clouds with a low around 55 for the overnight, with a south wind around 6, becoming calm in the evening. To Tuesday, a chance of showers mainly after 9 tomorrow morning. Patchy fog before then. Otherwise, mostly cloudy, a high near 70, so a little bit cooler, and a light south wind becoming southwest. So again, that keeps things a little bit warmer. To Tuesday night, a slight chance of showers, mostly cloudy, a low 54. Wednesday, slight chance of showers afternoon. I wish I could give you better news than that. Partly sunny, high 67. To Thursday, a little bit better. We get the rain out of here. It's a mostly sunny day, a high near 64. Friday, a chance of showers after 8 in the morning. Mostly cloudy, a high near 63. And then a chance of showers before midnight. Yes, low 45. To Saturday, mostly sunny, 58, but I'm spying 38 for the low. And I don't know about you folks, but over the weekend, Saturday night, I saw 35 when I woke up Saturday night into Sunday morning. But right now, Fairfield has 63, Wilton has 64, and Darien has 62 degrees, Kate.
All right. Thanks, Rob. Well, Rob's going to be joining us when we come back to talk local sports. Don Eng's also going to be dropping in to give us a look back on this day in history, and we have a lot more news coming up on your coffee break after this.
When you experience a sports injury, you want to get better and fast. Coastal Ortho Express gives you direct access to orthopedic care quickly. Their physicians are fellowship trained in sports medicine at world-class universities and are also team doctors for area football teams. For specialized personal care of sports injuries, go to Coastal Ortho Express. Open Monday through Saturday in the iPark Building, 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or coastalorthoexpress.com. Coastal Orthopedics, keeping you on the move.
Alliance. We are an industry leader in coordinating transportation for large events such as corporate road shows, conferences, and special events. Our team of experts understands the dynamics and logistics of high-pressure situations and complex arrangements, all within a rapidly changing environment. Since 1999, we have added charter jets, event management, and personal protection to our range of services. Mention this ad for $25 off your next round-trip reservation. Alliance and you. Together, we can achieve the extraordinary. 855-546-6996 or alliancelimo.com.
While the temperatures are cooling down, the fall bite is heating up. Albies, bonita, blackfish, alligator blues, and stripers are following the large schools of bait that are abundant in the Long Island Sound. If you love the New England coast during autumn, this is the time to be on the water. The latest from Shimano, Quantum, Avet, Hoagie, Phase 2 and more are in stock and ready to go at the dock shop. And don't mind those fall breezes with jackets, hats, gloves, and fleece from Grundens and Stormer. The dock shop will keep you warm and dry. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The dock shop, now in 2 locations, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, or on the web, dockshop.com.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances, where community comes first, a place where there's more than one kind of interest, where automation will never replace consideration, where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
And we're back with this Monday edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski. Time to throw it over now to Donald Eng to give us a look back on this day in history. Don.
Well, thanks, Kate. An Italian explorer with poor navigation skills but excellent connections leads our historical look back today. We begin in 1492. Christopher Columbus's expedition makes landfall in the Caribbean, specifically the Bahamas. We don't actually know where exactly he landed, or there are about 4 different possibilities. He believed he had reached the Indies, and noting that the natives who greeted him were wearing gold earrings, immediately took them prisoner and demanded ransom. 1692. The Salem witch trials ended by a letter from Massachusetts Governor William Phips. Phips had created the Special Witchcraft Council the year before, but when he realized that beating confessions out of girls as young as 4 was making him politically unpopular, he disbanded it. In just over a year, about 200 people were accused of consorting with the devil, about 20 executed. 1792, the first celebration of Columbus Day in the USA, held in New York City. That's actually the 1892 parade. That's the earliest I could find. More on 1892 in a second. First, though, we go to 1960. At the height of the Cold War, Nikita Khrushchev pounds his shoe on a desk at the UN General Assembly. Maybe. Apparently, the New York Times reporter said that he had taken his shoe off and gestured at a Filipino delegate before putting the shoe on the desk, but I like the original story better. And finally, we go to 1892. The Pledge of Allegiance had been written in August of 1892 by Socialist Minister Francis Bellamy. Originally published in the Youth's Companion, Bellamy hoped the pledge would be used by citizens of any country. It was first recited in schools on this day, and it sounds a little bit different. Let's hear it.
Begin. I pledge allegiance to my flag of the United Republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That was the 1892 Pledge of Allegiance as originally written by Francis Bellamy. It was changed a couple of times after that. 1923, the words "my flag" were replaced by "the flag of the United States of America." And, of course, 1954, in response to the communist threat of the times, Congress added the words "under God," creating the 31-word pledge we say today, over the objection, by the way, of the Bellamy family. That is your Columbus Day Look Back in History, and I am Donald Ling.
Wow, Don, heavy stuff in today's history report.
Yeah, we unfortunately were heavy on the death and destruction. Sorry about that.
That's
it was a
all
Cold
right.
War.
Hey.
It was it works out that way sometimes.
Well, now we won't be doomed to repeat it. Thank you, Don. Well, I'm going to throw it over to Rob Adams now for a look at local sports.
And Don brought up witch trials, and I think there was a witch trial over the weekend between New York and L.A., and indeed it has been proven Chase Utley is not only a witch, but he is the devil. That's a conversation for another time. Good morning, Kate. Good morning, Don, and good morning, everyone. Let's take a look at football scores from over the weekend. We start with Fairfield Ward on Friday night, knocking off Wilton 19-7. Now, it was a very, very light FCAC schedule due to the bye week. We also saw Darien beating St. Joe's 49-7. Those are both Saturday scores, so excuse me, let me correct myself on that. Let me go back to the FCAC on Friday, where Stamford, as you saw right here on the HAN network, beat Danbury 32-19. Now, a 13-point win sounds like a bigger win for the Black Knights. It was not that big. Don and I will have a little more time to talk about that during Nutmeg Sports at 2 o'clock today, but the Hatters had their chances to come back in this game, and the Black Knights kind of handed them some opportunities. Talk about that in a little bit. Also, Staples shut down McMahon 28-0 on Friday. It was Stratford losing to Brookfield 33-14, and Weston over Pomperog 20-14. Massac over New Milford 39-35. Fairfield Prep over Cheshire 30-13. Now let's go back to Saturday, give you the rest of the scores. Rain moved some games around. Notre Dame of Fairfield beat Bethel 23-16. From the SCC, it was Foreign over Lyman Hall 55-18, Wilbercross 28, Amity 26, Daniel Hand beat Hamden 34-7, North Haven 49, Brantford 7, Sheehan over Guilford 48-33, Notre Dame of West Haven 32, Xavier 7. Xavier really having a down year, defending state champions. Ansonia over Wilby 52-12, and Seymour beat Sacred Heart Caner Tech 55-26. There are two games on the schedule today, again, due to the concerns over rain, wind, thunder, lightning, cats, dogs, all that stuff. Benell and Newtown are tonight at 7, and Shelton and West Haven are tonight at 6. A few other games or matches, if you will, from over the weekend. Volleyball, Greenwich took care of Norwalk 3-0. Michaela Liu had 2 aces and 3 digs for Greenwich, while Morgan Rafferty had 4 kills and 5 digs. Darien over Ridgefield 3-0. I mean, Darien just continues to roll along. 25-21, 25-16, 25-23. Izzy Taylor, 17 kills, 3 blocks, and 12 digs. Staples over McMahon 3-1. Ginny Gehrig had 17 kills and 4 blocks. And lastly, it was Ludlow over New Canaan 3-0 in back of Alice Nelson with 22 digs and 6 service points. A few other notes for you that we wanted to make sure we recognize. Welcome aboard to the National Women's Hockey League. Bet you didn't know about it. If you did, then you're right there with me. I actually watched some of the game yesterday. And it was the New York Riveters losing to the Connecticut Whale 4-1 down at Chelsea Piers in Stamford. So good start for the Connecticut Whale. They wear very similar colors to what you would have seen in the old Hartford Whaler days. While the Riveters have the Rosie the Riveter, if you know that logo, that was on their sweater, which is also known as a jersey in hockey parlance. So pretty cool stuff there. So welcome aboard and best of luck to them. It's a 4-team league. They play games every Sunday, and I'll tell you what, they had a good crowd down at Chelsea Piers. So good for them, and congrats, and welcome aboard. To the schedule today, it's Central and Trumbull in boys soccer. An early start, 1:30, some of these schools are going to play a little earlier today due to the holiday. West Hill and Ridgefield, however, are at 4. Wilton and Stamford at 4. Staples and New Canaan at 4. Trinity Catholic is at Greenwich at 4:30. Darien hosting St. Joe's at 4:30. Ward and McMahon at 6. We'll go back an hour to 5 o'clock, where Norwalk takes on Ludlow. You'll see that game right here on the HAN network. Girls soccer, Ridgefield is at Danbury at 4. From field hockey, an early start. In fact, they're 20 minutes into that game right now. The Wilton Warriors hosting the Mamaroneck Tigers from New York. Would they bring a little Sal's Pizza up this way? You'd have a happy guy hearing me. St. Joe's and West Hill play at 3. Greenwich and Pomperog at 4:30. That's it at Pomperog. And then girls swimming and diving, Wilton and Greenwich at 3:30. So we've got the soccer today. We move right through the week. One more thing, if you don't know, you might have had the first schedule of football games in your mind, but that has since changed. It'll be Trinity Catholic and Ridgefield this Friday at 7 o'clock at Tiger Hollow here on the HAN Network. We'll have that game for you. Again, 7 o'clock, tailgate at 4. Game day at 5 with sports. I'm Rob Adams. Kate, back over to you.
Thanks, Rob. And we do want to mention that on Saturday, Rob, you did a very exciting interview, and I know you're going to talk about that more on Nutmeg Sports at 2. It's also up on live.han.network on demand, so that's going to be fun to talk about later.
Yeah, some guy I'm vaguely familiar with, Mariano Rivera. We talked to him at Rivera Toyota and Scion of Mount Kisco on Saturday, and obviously a big thrill. I think for any baseball fan, even if you're not a Yankee fan, I think just to talk to him, that's me. I enjoy it no matter what, regardless of what team or sport I am a fan of. Talking to Mariano, it was very cool. We had him for about 13 minutes and very gracious and a lot of fun. My favorite response is talking a little history with him. We'll get to that during Nutmeg Sports today.
All right, cool. Thanks, Rob. To some of today's news, extensive milling and paving of Wilton roads begins this week. The town's Department of Public Works will be milling and paving Horseshoe Road and River Road beginning today, October 12th. The work is expected to take 4 days, concluding on October 15th, weather permitting. It will be done between 7:20 a.m. to 5 o'clock. Police and flaggers will assist motorists with alternating traffic. The section of road to be worked on is from Wilton Hardware at 5 River Road to the intersection of Wolf Pit Road. At about the same time, Route 106 in Wilton will be resurfaced from October 12th to the 16th, according to the State Department of Transportation. This work will take place at night from 7 in the evening to 5 a.m. A total of 3.16 miles will be repaved, beginning at Hurlbut Street through Sharp Hill to Wolf Pit Road. Motorists can expect lane closures on Route 106 from Belden Hill Road to Route 53. Traffic control personnel and signing patterns will guide motorists through the work zones. And just beware that work dates could change due to weather and other conditions. Well, a juvenile was arrested for allegedly burglarizing a liquor store in Norwich overnight. WFSB reports that police said it happened at Kenny P's liquor store on Hamilton Avenue around midnight on Monday. When officers arrived, they said they found that someone had broken into the building. A canine unit tracked a scent to the nearby woods and flushed out the 17-year-old suspect. The juvenile was arrested and the liquor stolen was recovered, along with an object used to break into the store. The teen was charged with third-degree burglary, sixth-degree larceny, criminal mischief, and possession of alcohol by a minor. He was released to the custody of his parents and issued a summons to juvenile court. Well, the Milford Board of Education will take another look at which students should ride the bus and which should walk to school when it meets tonight, October 12th. In July, School Board Chairman Susan Glennon asked for consensus from board members as to whether or not they wanted to discuss school walking distances. Walking distances drew criticism from parents last year when the board decided to more strictly enforce walking distances and take students off the bus who had been riding it. At the time, several board members were focused on cutting transportation dollars to make room for what they saw as more direct education spending. The efforts have cut costs. Chief Operations Officer James Riccitelli Jr. said the schools have saved more than $165,000 per year over the last 2 years on those transportation reductions. Although half the board members did not want to revisit the walking distance issue, after a brief discussion, the board asked the administration to provide a report on the number of students who would be affected and the cost associated for making changes under 2 different scenarios. For updates on that story, visit milfordmirror.com. And if you're looking to get in the Halloween spirit, lantern-lit Spirits of Milford ghost walks through downtown Milford weave tales of the macabre with those of local history and take place now through early November. Starting at the Hotchkiss Bridge near Lyman Landing on Helwig Street, the walks follow a roughly 1-mile loop through downtown Milford, including stops at some of the city's oldest homes and the Milford Cemetery. Connecticut is said to be one of the U.S.'s most haunted states, and how Milford's history ties into those ghostly legends are among the stories that will be told. Participants also get the chance to try out paranormal investigation tools like EMF detectors and dowsing rods. For a full schedule of the walks, you can visit milfordmirror.com. Leading the walks is Milford-based writer and storyteller Cindy Wolfe Boynton, author of The Connecticut Witch Trials, The First Panic in the New World. The walks last about 90 minutes and are appropriate for all ages. Tickets are $15 and must be purchased online in advance as space is available. Of course, there are private walks also available for groups of 15 to 25 at a discounted rate. You can email milfordspirits@gmail.com for more information. Well, I'm going to throw it back to Rob for another quick look at today's weather. Rob?
And it's a beauty out there right now, Kate. Just a wonderful day to get outside. Sunny, a high near 75 with a south wind from 6 to 9. Patchy fog after 4 tonight into tomorrow morning, but otherwise increasing clouds and a low around 56. Now, you'll take that if you're coming out to the soccer game or wherever you're going tonight. Not too bad. Tomorrow, not so great. We start with that patchy fog before 9. We get a chance of showers mainly after 9 in the morning, and then mostly cloudy with a high near 71. Slight chance of showers into Tuesday night, and again, by slight chance, you're talking 20 to 30%. Mostly cloudy, 54 for Tuesday night. That chance of showers rolls into Wednesday, 20%, high 67. It continues into Wednesday night, low 48. Sunny and a high 63 for Thursday. 48 is your low for Thursday night. Then right now we're talking a 30% chance of showers for Friday as we get in deeper to Friday and Friday night. 63 the high, 45 the low. 66 in Fairfield. Darien has 67, and Wilton has 64 degrees, Kate.
All right. Thanks, Rob. Well, we're going to take another break, and when we come back, we have a lot more news on your coffee break after this.
Back to school means back to busy, and Stewart's Market can save you precious time by stocking all of your favorite essentials under one roof. For a healthy start to school, we have all the ingredients. Walter Stewart's, your family-owned fresh local market, 229 Elm Street and at stewartsmarket.com.
Tired of all the bull? Relax and enjoy the experience of buying a car at Panby Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram. No bull allowed.
Kaicote Rockefeller Estate is Westchester County's top cultural attraction and is now open for the season. Don't miss out. Go online to hudsonvalley.org to plan your visit. Take a drive out to beautiful Sleepy Hollow, New York, and enjoy Kaicote's stunning architecture, breathtaking gardens, expansive art galleries, and commanding Hudson River views. From world-class art by Picasso and Warhol to expertly tended gardens, there's something for everyone. Kaicote Rockefeller Estate, a National Trust for Historic Preservation Landmark.
Have no fear. HAN Network's Fast Frights movie contest is here. Can your film make the cut? Submit your 3-minute scary movie today for a chance to win a DJI Phantom 3 drone, sponsored by Milford Photo. The only thing to fear is missing the deadline.
And everyone. We're back with this Monday, October 12th edition of your Coffee Break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and this just in from Patty Gay at the Weston Forum. Eviction proceedings have been filed in court against missing Easton couple Jeffrey and Jeanette Navin, who have now been missing for 10 weeks. An eviction notice citing non-payment of rent was filed against the Navins in Bridgeport Superior Court on October 8th by Rob Hennessy and Patrice Barrett. The Navins have been renting a home from Hennessy and Barrett at 77 Staples Road in Easton since June. Before that, the Navins lived in Weston since 1994 at 37 Osborne Farm Road. In addition to evicting the Navins, Hennessy and Barrett filed a motion on October 8th asking for an order to gain access to the house and change the locks. A hearing on that motion is set for this Wednesday at 9:30 a.m. Jeffrey Navin, 56, and Jeanette Navin, 55, were reported missing August 7th. Their son, Kyle Navin, was reportedly the last person to see them on August 4th. And as we mentioned at the top of the hour, cadaver dogs were in Easton last week looking for that couple. For more on that story, you can check thewestonforum.com. In other news, the New Canaan Saks Building Committee has finalized and approved design and cost estimates for the Saks renovation and expansion project at $18.6 million, according to the New Canaan Advertiser. Expecting a state reimbursement of $2.4 million, the committee sees a net cost to the town of about $16.2 million. Chairman Penny Rashkin said the net cost number compares to $15.6 million to $16.1 million, which were presented to the Board of Finance and Town Council in July. At that time, the estimated cost was seen as $17 million, with lower state reimbursement estimated between $1 and $1.5 million. The Town Council will hold a public hearing on the Saks Building project on Wednesday, October 21st at 7 in the evening in Town Hall prior to its regularly scheduled meeting. After the public hearing, the Saks Building Committee will present the final design and cost estimates. The Town Council will not vote that evening on the funding request as the Board of Finance needs to approve the funding first. There's a lot more on that story at ncadvertiser.com. Well, it's about time to wrap things up, but first, I'm going to throw it to Rob Adams for one final look at today's beautiful weather. Rob?
And hope you get out there and enjoy today. We've got a sunny day, high 75, patchy fog after 4 tomorrow morning, but a low around 56. Mostly cloudy, 71 tomorrow, 30% chance of showers. It drops to 20% tomorrow night, low 54. Slight chance of showers afternoon, partly sunny with a high near 67. Hopefully my golf game does not get ruined tomorrow in Mahopac, New York with my partner Chris Irway. We have 66 in Fairfield, 64 in Wilton, and Darien has 67 degrees. Kate, beautiful day. Get outside and enjoy it.
All right. Thanks, Rob. That's going to do it for your coffee break. I'll be back tomorrow at 11. Nutmeg Sports will be on today at 2. Have a great Monday, everyone.